am someone who has changed careers more than once. It's hard to believe I'm still on this journey. It's the in-between time that's the challenge, not the actual career change itself. You can learn a new skill. It's the time spent learning a new craft, the time in between jobs, the time at a placeholder job. That's the challenge. I decided to change careers 3 years ago now, and I'm still on that journey, which is crazy to me. I used to work on ships, and then I started a video marketing business. That never really took off like I thought it would, but I learned a lot of valuable lessons in starting that business. Since I didn't have enough clients to keep me going full-time in that business, I started working for a property management company, which I'm still doing today. I'm thankful for the job that I was able to get because that has kind of pulled me through and allowed me to try a lot of different things. I've tried a lot of different ways to make money online over the years. And last summer I started going to school online for a certificate program in something that I've always been interested in. I wanted to make this video to show you that it is possible to change careers many times if you want to, and you just have to be able to follow your heart and give yourself the time to explore different options. So I've got a few points to go over in this video. Let's begin. From a young age, we learn to get a good job, often prioritizing a high salary and prestige, leading people to seek stability, family approval, and risk aversion, rather than seeking your true passions and finding creativity. Also trying something even if it means less money or no money, but something that could teach you valuable lessons. These expectations are reinforced while we grow up. What we don't learn, creativity being a way to make money, different aspects of business like negotiating, networking, and building relationships, profitability, emotional intelligence, leadership. We also don't learn that you can have multiple careers throughout your life. Hello, hello. We all have different generations around us. An older generation is used to actually going to a job, a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. It can be difficult to explain a different path that you're taking, especially if you're taking an online course or writing a book, or maybe you do project-based work, so you're not working 9 to 5, it's just whenever your projects are done. If the older generation mindset is around physical work, it can be difficult to explain to them digital work and the amount of time and energy that gets put into that. It might not be physically exhausting, but you can definitely get mentally fatigued. It can even be hard for me to think of digital work as a job, and I've done it. I've tried a lot of different ways to make money online over the years. I read somewhere that 85% of jobs that will be available to the next generation, like by 2030, haven't been invented yet due to technological advancements. So it's a really good idea to develop your digital skill set and be able to use technologies effectively. And it may depend on where you are in the world. If you're in a small town, what I'm saying here might resonate much more than if you're in a big city or an urban area where creative endeavors or like work from home is more commonly accepted as work. In order to overcome limiting beliefs around careers, we need to encourage experimentation, promote creative skill development, and recognize creative careers with respect and as viable options. Because of these expectations and obligations from society, we don't always go after our true desires or nurture our talents. What you're doing now is a stepping stone, especially if you're not happy where you're at or you don't like it. You're learning lessons where you're at now, and it'll help you explore other opportunities. Because if you didn't have a current job, you'd be spending all your time looking for a job, and you wouldn't have time or energy to learn a new skill. Life is stepping stones. I learned screenplay writing, now I have that knowledge, and try my best to apply it to my scripts for this channel. I started a video business, it didn't take off like I thought it would. I had my camera gear collecting dust, I really like making videos, and I wanted to practice filming and editing. And that led me to making these videos. Everything we do is a stepping stone. We're in Earth School. For me, I thought that video would be my career, but that was not the final destination. It turns out it was a stepping stone, and video is a tool for me. But I didn't know that until after I had already started my business. Maybe it's a job that didn't work out for you, or maybe many jobs. But within the things that don't work out are the lessons and skills that you need to take with you so that the next thing can come into your life. For change to happen, old ways of doing things have to evolve. You are no longer that person anymore. In trial and error, you're growing as a person and inviting change. After I had gotten a job and I wasn't really doing anything with my business anymore, enough time had passed where I was able to look at my business, and I wrote down all the things that I thought that I did wrong, and then I wasn't planning on it, but I wrote out solutions for each of those problems. And that was where I started to see everything that I had learned. When you do this, thinking positive, you're more willing to take risks, get out of your comfort zone, and completely change your life to what you want. When you start finding the positive in situations, you'll have a growth mindset. You'll be more resilient, more creative, and you'll use that creativity to be resourceful. Believe in yourself. You're the one who has to walk in your shoes. You get to live your life. Even if someone else paid for your tuition, or you've already started down a certain path, you're already invested in that. Maybe it feels like I can't do anything else now, like I've already committed to this other thing. No, those are societal expectations like we talked about in point 1. If it's not truly what you want, then really you're just trying to please other people. Put the work in, take the action. There must be something you can do today to move closer to your goal. What's one thing you can do today? Put it in the comments and encourage each other here. When you define what you want and start accepting it as being possible, and you start working towards it, everything in the universe starts conspiring to help you reach your goal. Things will start to fall into place. When I started going to school online, I didn't tell many people about it. I just started working on it. And the person that owns the wharf that we use for the lobster boat reached out to us and asked us to survey it. We had had some storms here in Maine, January of 24, and surveying was one of the lessons I had just completed in the course. So those storms did some damage, and it was months later that that person reached out for us to survey it. And it just so happened to be right when I finished that section of the course. I believe that when you want something and you start taking action towards it, everything in the universe conspires to help you towards that goal, and everything around you starts supporting that. You might have to try many different things, many ways. The important thing is that you keep going. You might struggle and have some doubts once you start working towards something, especially seeing professionals on social media in an industry where you're just starting out. Remember, think positive. Be happy for them, feel excited for yourself to get to that level. Have faith and believe in your abilities. Okay, so self-respect, believe in yourself, and take an action regardless. Regardless of what other people think, regardless of your situation, and regardless of possible failure, because you already know that's just how we learn. Let go of expectations from society. See everything as a learning opportunity and stepping stones. Focus on what feels right to you. You will move forward by taking actionable steps, taking action regardless of your situation or current skill set, and through having high self-respect and a positive learning mindset, you'll keep going. Have faith that the universe is on your side to support your desires and will help you. Believe in your abilities and that you have everything you need to get started. Thank you for watching. Easy to me. I used to work on ships out to sea, and obviously ships are out to sea. Hope I don't get ants. So it's a really good idea to develop your technological